20 times the champions of it. And Bono's in and scores for Manchester United. On an Old Trafford hat-trick here, Mo Salah. Oh, yeah!
Hello everyone, it's Never United and it's Brandon and it's Alex.
It's happy Brandon.
And it's Mad Alex. Mad Max. I don't know where to start really.
Listen mate, it's your day. You start wherever you like today.
It's not my day. Once again, my week's been ruined by Manchester United Football Club. I'll start with probably the most worrying thing. I don't know if you've seen Amarim's comments after the game about the Bruno Fernandes injury.
Ooh.
I mean, couldn't be a worse player to lose, but he's come out and said, when asked the question, you know, what's going on with Bruno, he was a little bit like edging away from it, and the reporter had to come back and ask him again. And he said it's a muscle injury or soft tissue injury, and it's going to be a while.
He's pretty much the only reason, or the main reason, you got to where you were, and it's a massive loss. We spoke last week about captaincy and all that sort of stuff. Whether I think he's a good captain or not is irrelevant, because he is the captain and he's the leader and has been for a long time. Maguire's out as well, so he'd be the next sort of natural sort of person to lead, because he's been there a long time, knows the state of the club or whatever, regardless of his ability and his performances. Who steps up to be captain?
Well, I think the worrying thing is who steps up to be our best player, the catalyst in that side. And I think with Bruno, we've never really had to deal with it because he just is evergreen. He just doesn't get injured. He doesn't miss a minute. But the comment from Amarim made me think this could be if it's a while, we're talking about the busiest period in football where we have got fixture after fixture post Christmas and into January. He could miss 5, 6, 7 games.
A while is, if I was to sort of judge it, I'd be saying months rather than weeks. As in a couple of months.
It looked like a hamstring, and that's a couple of months.
But 8 to 10 weeks in the Premier League is, like you say, it's 10 games.
Yeah,
can be.
And I'm really worried for us because of that, because we're not just having that, it's compounded by we've lost 3 players to AFCON. We've got 2 centre-backs that aren't fit in De Ligt and Maguire. So, again, like you said, the leadership group of the club. You've got Cobby, who's also out. So when you just think Cobby's going to get a chance, with the players gone to AFCON, he wasn't even in the squad. It's really concerning.
It's really hard not to smile. It is really hard not to smile. Have you got the money to reinforce in January? Because
I don't know. I don't know the financial situation. I'd have thought there'll be potential of whether it's a big money transfer, I don't know, or whether it's just reinforcements. I think the club's got to be really smart in January. And
I think if you want to take some positive from all of this, it's that you've got like 1 or 2 more games before the January transfer window.
Yeah.
It's not like you go in, you know, if this was back in September or if it's in February and you've got to wait 4 or 5 months for to be able to get a replacement in, then that is potential crisis. But if you've got the funds, you've got the ability to dip in. Yeah. And I mean, Bruno said in that interview recently that he could have left twice. Or he nearly did leave twice.
Not because he wanted to, because the club wanted him out.
Which is mental. And so, I mean, they may even go, right, okay, well, that's even more of a reason to get rid of him and buy the ready-made replacement for him in January.
But if that was the case when they were trying to push him out, who did they have in mind?
Well, yeah. There's only I know he's been playing deeper and things like that, but I'd always see him as a 10. That's where I would say his best creativity, influence he can have on the game, roaming in behind defenders, dropping deep when he needs to. There's quite a shortage of those players, because it's only more recently that teams have really started like latching onto that system again.
The 10 went away for a while.
It's because everything went 4-3-3.
I think the issue is creativity. So you think of Bruno Fernandes' biggest attribute, it's creating chances.
Yeah, big chances as well.
Who steps up, you asked. I don't think there's a player in the side that can even come close. You know, Mason Mount has been really good since he's come in, but Can he be that guy? I don't think so. Xerxes, will he then play as a... He's not that guy either. I'm really worried.
Cunha could be that guy.
Cunha's not a chance creator. He creates chances for himself.
Yeah, it's true.
Again, I think he was really good. I tell you my biggest worry. Manuel Ugarte is absolutely one of the worst players I've seen play for Manchester United. And I'm not meaning this to sound like it's bullying or horrible towards him.
Sorry, Manuel.
This is purely on football ability. He's not good enough. A lot of people will come away from that game today and look at the Euro mistakes or not getting close and tight enough to Morgan Rogers and allow him to cut in and fire 2 great goals in. Watch Manuel Ugarte during those goals. Watch his position. The first one, we're looking edge of the box. You've got a 1v1. You've got a Euro versus Morgan Rogers. We know what Morgan Rogers is going to do.
That's the worst thing about it.
Euro's got that. Now, people will criticise Euro. That's not on Euro. Ugarte sat there, twiddling his fingers at the front. Who's he marking? Absolutely nobody. What is he doing to be involved in the play other than actually probably getting in the way of the goalkeeper's line of vision? You have to step up 5 yards at least to get pressure on that shot coming in, because you know what's going to happen. If everyone else can see that, why is he not seeing that?
And on top of that, you can forgive him if it's at the other end and he's not in the right position offensively, because he's not that type of player. That's what he's always been about.
He's a defensive midfielder, mate.
That's what his
and
game
he's terrible
is.
at it.
Yeah,
and he's one of the worst players on the ball I've seen at this level in a long time. And so I've got a defender who, by the way, cost us 50-something million quid. A defensive player who's cost us 50-something million quid, who can't defend, who plays in midfield where you need to be good on the ball, who isn't good on the ball. Then you look at that second goal as well. Where is he? Again, get close to him. Your options there are to stay where you are and affect nothing, or go and press the ball. Why have I got a defensive midfielder in my side not pressing the ball? I was thinking to myself, I wanted to get really angry, and I was thinking, it's bewildering. It's borderline unprofessional.
Oh, of course it is.
It's lazy.
It's not doing your simple things.
Dallow's going to come under criticism because he's got to get out and be tighter. Again, Yoro's going to have the same. We're going to pin all of this on Lenny Yoro, a teenage centre-back, when we've got an established... I know he's not old. He's 23, something like that. But he's an established player who's played at big clubs, been to PSG, who's not doing the very basics of football as a defensive midfielder.
Do you think it's too big of a club for him?
Yeah, I think PSG was. I think Sporting sold people the dream. I don't know. He did. Not Sporting. Did he come from Sporting?
Originally?
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He was highly touted as well.
Do you want to know a stat?
Go for it.
I'll give you a Manuel Ugarte stat, which is mind blowing. United have lost the last 7 Premier League matches with Manuel Ugarte as starter. The longest losing streak for a starter in the club's history in the competition. Kill me.
So, when you say he's one of the worst players to ever play for Man United, you're kind of backed up.
Well, the statistics there, Brandon. He makes us lose.
I don't know a single... Obviously, Vince doesn't like him, which is easy to say. So you could say, oh, well, it's just Alex and Vince. I don't know a single United fan that thinks, oh, I'm really looking forward to watching Ugarte play today.
I hope
he's in the starting lineup. You can't have a player like that. We spoke last week about player and fan relationships. Every team's going to have someone, or every team is going to have fans that think that someone is lazy or isn't good enough or whatever. When you've got, it's different with Cobby, but like if he was fully fit and ready to play and all that sort of stuff, it's not even a debate who should be getting minutes. And then on top of that, he shouldn't even be in the position. He shouldn't be at United, but he shouldn't even be in the position to have to come on. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You shouldn't have signed him. He wasn't the answer.
He looked like the answer. I think everyone else in...
Has he ever had a good game?
Why were PSG so... Yeah, go for it, have him. Yeah. And then I bet they couldn't believe that they got 50-something. I think it's 53 million, 57 million. Again,
it's your recruitment now.
It boggles the mind that someone looks at someone who's got his numbers, wasn't playing for PSG. You have to put 2 and 2 together and understand why big clubs would sell you a player. Now, Real Madrid are the best at this because they sell their players when they're right on the edge of going off the cliff. Casemiro, Varane, these are really obvious ones. I'm not saying I regret the signing of Casemiro because I actually really like him, but they got 70 million quid for him.
Was he 30 at the time?
Varane, they knew Varane had 1-2 years left in him.
Yeah.
And again, we have to treat ourselves like a big club like Real Madrid would. We have to start thinking about, our club first before the players. I'm looking at Ugarte, I'm thinking, at what point does and it's not the manager because he started him, at what point does the manager see that he is offering absolutely zero, nothing defensive, nothing attack, nothing on the ball, he can't pass. We've got a midfielder again, Brand. We've just had Fred. We've got another midfielder who can't pass the ball. Fred could pass.
Fred.
We somehow have this real good knack of spending £50 million on players who can't pass a fucking football. Drives me mad, mate.
So there is a place for signing older players. I'm not talking about Ugarte now. I'm talking about the Casemiros. Just going back to it because I do think, or I don't think United's recruitment gets talked about enough in terms of the plan and the fact that you get stitched over with paying huge amounts of money and things like that. There is a place for signing your 30-year-olds and things like that because at the time you needed experienced, competent heads. Even going back to like Zlatan and stuff, you needed a goal scorer. So there's a time and a place. If you're going to then go out and get young talent, they need to be
certain.
You need to be 100% that they're going to go on to be that type of player.
And buy from the Premier League. Look, you're going to pay a tax on it, 10, 15, 20 million sometimes. But if you see someone performing in the Premier League, it's a decent bet. And if you're not going to do that and you're going to go abroad, maybe don't spend 50, 60 million quid on a player every time.
100%. Your signings of Cunha and Burmo have proven that if you stay in the Premier League, you're going to get a return, some sort of return, whether that's just being up to speed straight away or knowing what it takes to pass, when to run forward, when to track back. You're at least getting something for your money straight away on those extra millions that you invest in it. When you go abroad, because it's such an unknown, you just can't afford to be buying that. Look, someone like Florian Wirtz, 100 million, it's a risk. But I do think that at any point you can see, do you know what? As long as he does it up, I think he'll be all right. Manuel Ugarte, you're not buying something going, yeah, he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world. But for 50, 60 million at his age, that's money that you're investing in the hope that he rises.
Yeah. So he's gotten worse.
Yeah, I think a bit of a separate subject. I know we were talking mainly about United at the moment, but I do think that this whole data-driven gimmick that Liverpool do, where everything, all of our players scouted and things are all about data, I think it's a massive risk if it's not purely like the old scouting system of you go and watch them for 10 games. Because if it's all data, then stats can lie.
Yeah, you need a good mix, which obviously Liverpool do their due diligence and go and watch them.
Yeah, but but it's the really intricate data, the position based, not just is this player a world class player or potential world class player or anywhere on the pitch. It's what we want him to do. Is he good at that?
Yeah,
and I think so many teams get caught out by buying players for a really general area rather than the specific things that they need them to do.
Yeah, I think United have been one of those clubs that just haven't you just
done buy a name and sort of like Ugarte, or okay, well, we can put him in the centre of the field. If he needs to be a defender because we're short, we can put him there because he's defensively minded. DM position, that's his jam. So you've bought it for that, but you need good passers of the ball if they're going to play deep.
Which is why I think that's the
Without
last
Bruno,
game Ugarte plays. I think Ugarte won't start again under Amorim. I hope.
I like that we've just got 10 minutes out of Manuel Ugarte.
Well, moving on to a player who I think is going to take his place. I think Lisandro Martinez for 45 minutes today came on in the place of Bruno, played as a deeper, almost like a 6. I thought he was really good. And I think that has got a lot of potential because at the moment, I think Luke Shaw's doing all right. So that's his position, Lisandro Martinez. I think Martinez is such a good player He's got to come into the side. He's a leader. He has got the right attitude, I think, for Man United.
Yeah, well,
and I see that being a long-term fixture, playing in that 6, because he is a phenomenal passer of the ball. He's great, got great feet, can dribble, can pass, can understand and read the game, be in the right place at the right time. That's what we want from a defensive midfielder. I see that as a future for him, and I think it's such a shame that he hasn't got the chance to do that and play with Bruno and maybe Mount, 3 really good technical players.
Sort of spine in there.
I think that could, and I also think that could change us in terms of attack as well, because in terms of turning the ball over, Bruno's good at turning the ball over, but Martinez would do that as well. You've got someone who can go and battle and fight in the middle of the park, turn the ball over quickly. Then you've got the pace of Ahmad and Burmo, Cunha. I think that's got real potential. So hopefully we see that. Lastly, on the Man United chat, I just want to say how good Aiden Heaven is. I am over the moon with his performance today. I absolutely love the kid. I think he's been a bit rocky. You're going to be 18 years old.
Lad, yeah.
But really mature performance. I thought fantastic. Wins everything in the air. He's obviously a tool centre-back, but he's a very, very assured and accomplished footballer with the ball at his feet. So I'm really, really happy with that. If I'm trying to take positives from the game, there's not many. But I think, yeah, Aiden Heaven, really great.
You have got some decent young centre-backs, and you know, if you want to future-proof yourselves and get back to a decent place, you're going to need, like we've said, to bring some people through and have talent coming through that have been at the club for a long time and all this sort of thing. Did you buy him, or is he
bought him for £1 million off Arsenal from their academy?
Yeah. So he's, you know, although he hasn't come through your academy, it's a young lad that knows the English game inside out from a young age, and you know, you want. I always talk about spines, central defenders, central midfielders, someone up top that are
right through the middle. You've got a goalkeeper who's solid. You've got a centre half that's solid. You've got a midfielder that's going to pick up goals and drive the team forward, and you've got a centre forward that's going to stick the ball in the back of the net.
You're always going to have a chance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got no problem. Obviously, I'm never going to love Man United players, and I don't. But I can appreciate quality.
You can see he's good.
Yeah, good. He's a good player.
Yeah. Shea Lacey and Jack Fletcher also came on. Shea Lacey making his debut.
Finally.
Yeah, it's been annoying seeing him on the bench, and he had one opportunity where he took a really nice touch past Tielemans and had a shot on goal. So there's positives there. Move on to Liverpool.
Okay.
Actually, I think it would be doing
Manuel Ugarte.
I think it'd be doing the game actually today a disservice if we don't mention Morgan Rogers and just how good that guy is. He came out after, I don't know if you've seen any of it after, he said the best thing in his post-match interview. From a United fan, you know, you've just been absolutely rocked by this guy who's cracked 2 in the top corner. He comes out and he said, United is the biggest team. He said there's no bigger team than Man United.
Well, there is.
Not according to Morgan Rogers.
Oh, Morgan Rogers is gospel.
Yeah, he came out and said there's no bigger team than Man United, which I really liked.
Yeah,
and
that's just
I think he's just signed a contract, so I think he'd be tough to pull away from Villa. But
feeding into his own ego, don't it? I've just scored two goals against the best team, the biggest team.
Well, he did, and he was
unbelievable player. What Emery? I mean, beating Villa isn't for everyone. But what Unai Emery
rolling over for him,
what he's done after that start that they've had. We've mentioned him a couple of times on this podcast.
4 games without a goal, I think.
And they're 3 points off Arsenal?
Yeah.
That's no joke.
No.
Getting towards Christmas, that's no joke. I don't think they'll go on and win the league. I think City and Arsenal will be too strong. But even just to get into the Champions League again. And if
he's done incredible.
It's ridiculous. I can't actually believe that it didn't work out for him at Arsenal.
No, I don't. Do you know what it is? I think so much can alter the course of someone's trajectory based off how the media perceives you. And I think this running joke of the good evening.
Good evening, I was going to say it myself.
It made him look like he didn't know what he was doing. Bear in mind, he's speaking a completely different language. So people were on his back probably who couldn't even speak English very well, let alone, you know.
Yeah.
So I think his whole story there was shaped by that the media found it funny, and he was almost a laughing stock when he did that. So then when the team loses, he looks like an idiot, doesn't know what he's doing. this guy is a serial winner with small clubs, Sevilla, Villarreal.
In Europe, he's unbelievable historically.
I wonder if Villa don't win a trophy this season.
Yeah.
Because he's got the stability in the club. He's got the players now. And weirdly, a lot of these players that maybe weren't at the highest level or a really good level, Matty Cash is a great example, turned him into one of the best right-backs in the league.
Let's have it right. They haven't got player for player anywhere near the sort of squad that should be 3 points off Arsenal. But he's got them playing in a certain way. He's got Villa Park, a horrible, horrible place to go. Their fans, I was listening to TalkSport on the way over.
Talkstein.
It's for you, Joe. And there was a Villa fan on his way back from Villa Park, and he was like, I adore going there. I love going there now.
We've been, haven't we, together? Weirdly.
You've been to CSKA Moscow.
Wagner Love, yeah.
That was the UEFA Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, years.
But no, I've been to Villa Park a couple of times away with Liverpool, and it's a brilliant stadium. They're obviously the biggest team in Birmingham, so their following is huge in and around Birmingham. Even more locally to us, there's a lot of Villa fans and things. So
can't stand the fans, mind.
They are weirdos because if they're very similar to the new, not weirdos, that's horrible. Sorry, Villa fans. They've got a personality like very much like the Newcastle fans, in a way. That sort of.
It's always seem aggy, mate.
We're not. This what I mean. It's that us against the world type thing.
Does my head in. Although you can't talk, you're Liverpool fans. Us against the world.
It is us against the world.
Yeah, see what I mean. Let's talk about Liverpool.
It was difficult for us to watch it.
So, I think it's good to give some people some context of why me and Brandon sound like we've just walked through the Sahara Desert last night.
Look at me.
It was our Christmas night out, and we did 12 pubs.
Oh my God, I'm kicking everything. We did 12 pubs at Christmas, and amongst it, I might have lost a couple of darts games and had to down a couple of pints, and things got silly, and we were going from pub to pub. Me and you actually wanted to stay in one pub that was showing the football. Yeah,
I wanted to watch the Liverpool game with you, but instead we had one of our friends with the phone out watching it on the go. So it wasn't the clearest way to view the game, but I said to you, and we had a big debate, all of us, when Xavi Simons got sent off. I said from the minute I saw that, that's not a red card. I'm not having that's a red card.
And I said the exact opposite. And I saw it straight away, saw the position on it, and said, it's a red. Now,
convince me it's a red card.
Listen, I will give context to it. I don't think it's a red card because it should be a red card. It's a red card because as soon as you put some studs higher than sort of the ankle and they go over in slow motion, they are going to give that. So I don't want to see red cards for that.
So why did Van Dijk not get sent off against Tottenham last year for that exact challenge, possibly even worse, on Dominic Solanke?
Okay, so first of all, take the hatred for Liverpool out of this. I think that is also a red card, and any of those challenges, because you have to have the consistency. So you need to put your frustration at the referees and VAR again.
Yeah.
And not it be.
But it's not excessive force.
Thing. It's not. But
where's the excessive force? Where is the endangering an opponent?
He didn't even class it as. He didn't even say about excessive force. He just said serious foul play. So they're going with
It's so soft.
It is soft. That's the whole game now, mate.
But we can't be sending players off for that. We start sending players off for that, and there needs to be consistency. And I'm not saying I would have said exactly the same if it was the other way around, and Van Dijk, for example, or someone had got sent off for the same thing. I'd have been like, that's not right. We can't go down this route of just because a player's foot is up. The game happens so quickly. Unless he's going to do him and try and do him, which he's not done that.
I think what's really...
You can't send people off for that.
I think what's unfortunate for Xavi Simons is that Van Dijk's leg gets in the way of him attempting to get the ball.
Yeah.
Which, when you break that down, sounds so stupid saying it out loud.
But it means that he wasn't going to try and get him. He was going to try and get the ball. So he's made a genuine attempt to play the ball. He's not gone in so hard that it's a leg breaker. Yes, it's a slightly higher foot than normal, but I'm sorry, we have to be able to lift our feet in the game of football. Where is the ruling that says that is a red card, and how can we agree with that? Because it's not right.
I think if I'm trying to play devil's advocate and see both sides, I think it's a red card in today's game. I don't want to be seeing red cards for it. That's how I'll say it. And I was passionate about it being a red card because it obviously benefits us. Where I think that people will, and they say it all the time in the comments, that fat lad's never played football before. Where I think that we might have a slightly different take on it is if you take one of those, if we went outside now, put some boots on and took one of those, you might end up going, do you know what, that does,
it does hurt. And I'm not saying that you can't get injured from that, but it is a physical sport, it's a contact sport, and players will occasionally get something ever so slightly wrong, unless he's going with the intention to do him or going with so much force it's dangerous. Things are allowed to hurt in football.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that if they were to let those ones go, because you could probably argue it's like that halfway house between a yellow and a red. It is a little bit reckless to be putting your studs up. That if you're trying to win a ball that's on the ground, and you are going calf high, and Van Dijk's 6'3", 6'4", so it is high. If you're going with those and they're letting them get away with it as just a yellow, or at some point someone is going to do something a lot more dangerous, and it is going to hurt someone more if it's a scrape down the back or whatever. And then we'll be talking about inconsistencies because they've let them go for so long.
We can't give red cards as deterrents for that sort of thing in future, just in case some are worse. You have to be able to.
Yeah.
You have to be able to keep the game, and I'm not one of those as the game's gone, but when we start doing stuff like that,
it definitely has.
I'm just really disappointed whenever I see a red card killing a game. It frustrates me. I can't stand red cards. The opportunity to send someone off should be next to zero. You should, obviously the players have the responsibility not to put themselves in that position, but the referee's got to do everything he can to keep 11 men on both sides. And it just feels like too quickly these days a red card is pulled out when you could just move on.
The fact that they had two as well. Romero getting set.
Yeah, Romero's
so it was difficult. It was difficult for us to watch it in depth, and I hate that. I hate missing games. I hate if I'm not going to the game. It's absolutely imperative that I watch it. I don't understand anyone that can support a team and go, I'll go and do something else. Like, although it was our night out, I wanted it to be revolved around the football. Yeah. So it was hard to watch it in depth. Obviously, I'm in spaces on Twitter and TikTok and things that you see people talking about it. Did sound like it was a poor quality game from both sides.
I feel like I watched a decent amount of it. You probably
when we had it set up at one point where we could watch we saw the red card, we saw the goal, so we did watch a decent amount of it. I just couldn't comment in depth about it, which is terrible for a football podcast. But regardless of performance, regardless of where they are at the moment, Tottenham going away to Spurs and coming away with 3 points just before Christmas is a massive result. Puts us into that 5th spot. 3
points above United now.
Puts us above United by 3 points when we're in the worst crisis that Liverpool have ever seen. So
let's have it right. United are in a bigger crisis than Liverpool and have been for a longer period of time.
I've always said this. Yeah. I can't say, and I went at Stephen Howson and them lot, who actually commented on.
Mate, he loves you. He's always trying to.
It was on the chomp though, wasn't it? About Brendan Johnson. Yeah. That little clip, and I know that they're doing what we do and engagement farm and try and get clicks because that's what this business is all about. I think that they believe what they were saying when they were saying that. I think they genuinely, you as United fans, you hate Liverpool. As Liverpool fans, we hate Man United. If you're in a bad spot, you feed off it. You love it. There's nothing better than when your rival
we'll blow
team,
that out of proportion.
Of course. Yeah. But when the dust settles, and I said last week that I think is an unequivocal yes that we finish higher than you. When the dust settles, we are in such a better place, regardless of results. The infrastructure at Liverpool, in terms of recruitment, training centre, the stadium's in a better place. The players on the pitch, we've got more quality as a squad, I think. Not loads more, but we've got more quality in positions. If you're without Bruno now and you don't sort anyone in January, it could be another slippery slope. I'm not saying it will be, and I'm not saying we're going to be back and we're out of this and we're going to fly up the table. But I've just had this feeling that we've got much more of a potential of getting ourselves out of something than United have.
I think it depends how it goes in Europe, obviously, in cup competitions, how much your fixture congestion affects the players. I think we also are waiting to see things start clicking on the pitch, patterns.
Well,
at United, I'm not talking about Florian Wirtz. I know you want
No,
to.
I was going to talk about Isak because we haven't talked about his injury.
Well, yeah, but I mean, from United point of view, we're starting to see patterns with Mount and Cunha and Bruno Fernandes, and obviously that's gone now with Liverpool. You want to start seeing those patterns with Florian Wirtz, with Ekitike, with Isak. The Isak one's really unfortunate.
I tweeted yesterday before the game. So there was talk about Isak didn't start because he's still not fit. I can't stand this fitness gimmick. He's a professional athlete, top of his game. All right, he didn't have a pre-season. These people get fed a certain way and they have fitness regimes. He's been in training since September,
fit, mate,
August, September.
I'm completely with you on that.
If it's a lack of confidence and pressure move, and we haven't been playing into his type of style and system, and we've got to figure that out. That's fine. You can say that. You don't have to umbrella it with, he's just not very fit. It's absolute.
But do you believe that when, say, for example, Slot's saying it's lack of match fitness, do you believe that he believes that, or is he saying that
that's masking
to cover the fact that maybe he's not really getting into gear to the level that he needs, and Ekitike's been ahead of him?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think, but I'll put it straight now. I don't think there is anyone at the football club going, I don't think we should have spent this money on him. I think he is a top quality striker, and that he has been so good that he's not just going to fall off a cliff. Playing in the same league, in a team with quality players like Liverpool, it will work at some point. Having said that, that looked nasty yesterday.
Yeah, he looked worried, like genuinely concerned. You saw his face after it happened.
That was oh my God.
Yeah. Have they said anything? Has anything come out news about it?
Sky Sports are the only. Nothing's come from the Liverpool side as of time of recording now. But Sky Sports have said they understand it to be a serious injury. So I remember when Pickford did Van Dijk in, and some account tweeted saying Van Dijk's walked off, so it's not ligaments.
Oh, his ACL,
wasn't it? His ACL. Yeah. And it felt a little bit like that yesterday. It to me, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him again until April at best. Not that I'm a fitness expert, but it's just the way that
sometimes you get a vibe, don't you?
And if it wasn't that, they'd come out straight away.
Yeah,
because you want to put the whole of Twitter's like I'm literally refreshing for an Isak.
The big plus in that period of time is that Ekitike is on fire.
It is, but they're the only two. So it's now Ekitike or bust, and we've just spent 400 odd million in the summer.
Well, I think you'll buy again in January.
We have to, but we can't have. Like, if we can't find a way to get Isak and Ekitike in the same team, we can't
then go and buy. I know what you mean.
And when I was saying we can't, who do you buy? You can't go and drop another 50, 100 million on someone, because then they know that when Isak and Ekitike are both fit, it's going to be those fighting for the positions. So who's going to want to come in?
If they're the right player, they will have the mindset of I'm better than them. I'll come in and do it. And I don't think there would be.
Gakpo up top.
Well, it could be that you go in for Semenyo, and it could be that you drop 60 million quid on him. There's your left winger, and you've got a forward who can maybe play on the right or the left, who can play through the middle. You've got someone who is versatile enough that it would make sense to drop 60 million quid on him. So that wouldn't surprise me.
The striker sort of scenario at so many clubs is so strange, isn't it? You know, because everyone used to play 4-4-2. So you'd have two strikers and a backup, potentially two backups. Everyone seems to only have one or two real out-and-out strikers now, because they're all playing one up top. And
look at Man United.
This is what I mean. Even look at City. You know,
if Haaland doesn't play, you've got Marmoush, who's more of a left winger, can play through the middle, and it's like, who else do you play? Divin Mbama and
when we have Firmino
on loan,
who's really coming in? Who's coming in to replace that? So it's a difficult. You can't. There's not many teams now that have three out-and-out nines.
Arsenal's a good example as well. You know, you've got Jesus who's out. I suppose it is only Gyökeres if he's fit, because then Marino plays up top instead. But I think fitness issues are big in a lot of these clubs because Kai Havertz can play there, Gabriel Jesus, Gyökeres. I don't know. I think the game has changed so much that the strikers nowadays aren't as good. The forwards just aren't as good anymore.
Well, it's all about just getting numbers now. It's not about being an amazing player. It's just.
But we've talked about him in a negative way, but I am just so big on a striker, a number 9, being in the right place at the right time and getting goals. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is doing exactly that for Leeds, and he's getting a lot of benefit from it because Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not the best striker. We know that he can be really frustrating to watch, but I think we spoke about it earlier on in the season when he signed for Leeds. We were saying if he can be that guy that Ancelotti created, where he is just a 6-yard box striker, he's going to get goals wherever he goes. He's big, physical. He'll win everything in the air.
He's smart enough positionally to get him into those
Where
positions.
are those strikers?
Yeah.
Where is that mentality of, like, I watched Benjamin Sesko, and I'm like, I just want you to be, don't get me wrong, some of the crosses and stuff like that haven't been great, the service, but like, just get in the 6-yard box, be there, sniff out chances.
That's it. It's that instinct of being in the right place at the right time. Your Michael Owens, your Alan Shearers, they made livings off it. And it's gone away because everything needs to be so technical now. Players need to be so technical and be able to track back and defend, or if they find themselves out wide, to whip a ball in, stuff like that. I do think it's being diluted down, that really your natural born instinct finishers, not the ones that can just finish, the ones that are there where you need them to be. You can see they read the game, it's going to drop here, or I need to be there.
Classic. Do you know who one of the best players at doing that I've ever seen? Cristiano Ronaldo. Be in the right place, because the amount of goals he gets in that 6 to sort of 8 yard area outside the goal, and obviously he's an elite finisher, can play off both feet, but that sort of instinct, I don't know if it's natural or it can be taught, because Cristiano Ronaldo didn't have that, but he learnt to have that.
Yeah, I think you always, for something like that, I think it is just in you, and I think it either presents itself at the right time when you sort of learn the game a little bit more and you get better and better, so it's always there. It's like lying dormant, and then it arrives because you can read the game. So I don't think you can teach that sort of stuff.
Do you think it's pure hunger and desire? Because I think about the best goal scorers, like proper goal scorers, they are absolutely obsessed with their numbers. So Ruud van Nistelrooy, furious if his team wins and he hasn't scored. Cristiano Ronaldo, same mindset. And I'm thinking about these players
trying to take goals off
that's the mindset almost you need, because that keeps you so sharp, so hungry and alive when the ball's in the box. Naturally, you're going to start putting yourself in the positions that work out for you. I think you need that hunger, and I don't see it enough. And when people do exhibit those sort of behaviours, strikers, obsession with goals, Harry Kane's exactly the same, just obsessed with goals. Those are the best players. Those are the best strikers.
I've had and I don't know, many people might have this same sort of idea. I've had a theory about anyone that is elite at anything. Musicians, gamers, architecture, whatever it might be. You know, anyone that is at the very, very elite. Your Bill Gateses, your Elon Musks. And this isn't meant in an offensive way at all. They've got something with a neurodivergency. There's something in their brain that is wired up.
Just completely different to everyone else.
Yeah. And
we've met them in sales. We've met them, across different platforms. So you're right. And football, I always think, like, back to a guy that we've worked with before. He was so hungry on the sales floor. I used to think to myself, if he was good at football, that guy becomes Cristiano Ronaldo, because he was the Cristiano Ronaldo of sales.
And what was he like? He was a Fruit Loop.
Absolutely.
Because it was
batshit. All he cared about was his numbers, figures. How do I get above you? How do I beat you? If that guy had any talent at football, my God, we'd be dealing with a Cristiano Ronaldo.
And this is what I mean. I don't mean it offensively, because in my head I want to say things like, "Oh, it's on the spectrum somewhere. It's like a level of autism or something." And there's so much negative around using the word autism. And
it's
things
not
like
a
that.
negative.
Of course it's not.
Because it can turn into a positive, as you're demonstrating.
100%. And I think that it is just a difference in brain chemistry, wire up or whatever, that just means that from the moment these people are born, they are destined to be the very, very best at something.
Yeah.
And so it's already in there. Yeah. You might not know how to harness it or to get the best out of it until you start finding that thing. And for some people, I truly believe that people have got, like me and you could have that in us, but we just haven't tried what we're elite at yet.
Yeah, you need to find the right thing. I think a lot of people struggle with that. It's trying to find something that they feel so passionate about that. I think Joe Rogan talks about it. Be undeniable. Put so much out there of something that you're doing that it's impossible to ignore you, and you will succeed.
Which is why you see 5 clips of us.
You see 100 clips. I mean, we were out last night and people saying to us, the first faces I see when I wake up, it's you two. I'm sick of the sight of you. I mean, the game's a game, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the fixture prediction for next week? So it's coming into the Christmas period. This is the last time you're going to see us before Christmas. Actually, you'll see us on Wednesday. You will see us on Wednesday, and then we'll be away until possibly Boxing Day. So we're going to predict the next couple of games for Liverpool,
the Premier League, man.
And and we are proud to announce our new sponsor.
Yeah.
So we've joined with Limitless.exchange. If you have the chance to check them out, do so. It's trading against other people, which is really cool. They've just started opening football markets, so I've been in conversations with them this week, and they've been saying that they really want people to come and trade. So it's not like your typical things, bookies in the UK. It's trading against other people, so it's really fun.
Really intuitive site and everything as well.
It's cool. Yeah, I really like their ideas, and they seem like they're on to something. So yeah, they'll be working with us. So you might hear a couple of plugs. I do apologise, but we wouldn't be working with anyone that we don't think would fit.
No, and it completely fits us. And you know, there's, like you said, the traditional way of doing it is trying to beat an organisation. This is trying to beat other people.
Yeah,
and that's what you like. That's what you want.
That's what you do when you're with your mates. You're like, all right, I'll take that. Yeah. You've put. I'll give you.
You reckon that's going to happen?
I'll have a tenner with you on that. Yeah. We'll go to Liverpool first. They've got a 3 p.m. kickoff against Wolves Saturday.
It was a late kickoff.
3 p.m. Wolves Saturday.
Yes, it is. I was meant to go. Yeah.
6-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that I'm setting myself a real banana skin here, but if that's not a comfortable win, then maybe everything that I've said in this podcast is absolute bollocks, because they're in a sit. Matt Doherty coming out and calling out his own players and all that sort of stuff, saying that they need to stand up and be counted. He doesn't want anyone looking to leave in January to get themselves out. They need to fight for this. They don't want to be seen as cowards. We can't beat them, regardless of whether we're doing well or not. Liverpool,
they've got to come and do what they did against Arsenal, haven't they? And hope that as a result of it, you aren't as good as Arsenal and can't break them down.
The only thing that worries me is when you have a sort of a war cry and a call to arms then as a rally. Let's get something going here. How flipping typical would it be that they get their first win at Anfield? That would be written, because it would be so funny for everyone else.
It would be absolutely hilarious. I'm just thinking now, like, all the messages that I might send to you when it happens, maybe some gifs of a wolf howling and things like that. I'm really excited about it.
Wolves have got less points
if
than
it
a
happens.
triangle.
It's not. It's not going to happen. We know it's going to be a comfortable win. What are you going for in your prediction?
Score-wise?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4-0. Conservatively.
I think it'll be... I think 3. I think it'd be 3-0. I think it'd be fairly comfortable. And since it is
Wolves 1-0, 8th minute.
It's a Liverpool Man United podcast. We have got the United game as our featured trade this week. So United versus Newcastle. Mark my words, United win that game on Boxing Day.
Of course they do. You know.
And I'll tell you why. This is one of those periods where everything is going wrong that could go wrong is going wrong. Our captain's out, our best player's out. There will be something about the Old Trafford crowd on Boxing Day that will get that team over the line. There'll be players in there that might normally be on the bench or not get minutes that will be fighting for their lives. That Newcastle side has struggled this season, especially putting back-to-back wins and things like that, and we've seen them throw 2-goal leads away left, right and centre. I think if United can get really, really up for this game, and I'm talking individual players, there is enough that I have seen from United this season, particularly in the big games, the harder games, the bigger fixtures. They get over the line and they put in a really good performance. I think Newcastle will wilt if we put enough pressure on them.
I want to agree with you, But I think they will have too much quality. Newcastle without Bruno, I think it's a must-win game for both of you. I think the loser of that is in trouble. Newcastle aren't in a great position league-wise. United are on that slippery slope, starting to head that way. I think your sort of forced rivalry that Newcastle fans have tried to do with United over the last couple of seasons, I think it'll be a really tasty game. But I would be siding with Newcastle.
So you're going to take the trade on Newcastle?
I want you to put your money where your mouth is and take the trade on.
I'm taking United. Yeah, okay. I that's not me being biased. I'm just fairly confident that it'll be an opportunity for a lot of players that maybe we wouldn't have had normally.
I think you get absolutely battered. 4-0.
I think it'll be 2-1.
No, I'll go. That was to try and get into your skin. 3-1. I'm going. Lock in my trade.
There'll be goals, right?
If that is one of those that I can see another. I mean, you had a 4-4 at Old Trafford. I could see it being a goal fest.
Weirdly conceded 2 against Villa, but I thought we looked a lot better defensively as well. I know it honestly makes me sound absolutely crazy, and maybe I am.
You have to be.
Maybe I am.
You have to be.
Anyway, guys, check out the trades on limitless.exchange if you want to back me or Brandon. You can back Newcastle, or you can go against him and back Man United like I am. It's the sensible way to go.
Take those trades, guys. Big shout out to Limitless as well. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, my trade is for United. Your trade is for Newcastle. Anything you want to say before we go? Because we aren't going to see, obviously, United and Liverpool both play for another week. So,
God, that's depressing, isn't it?
Well, Boxing Day could ruin Christmas, and it's one of those things.
At least it's after Christmas.
Yeah,
you've got a couple of days now.
Yeah,
spend some time with your family, mate. Think about all the nice things that have happened to you this year.
Yeah.
And hopefully they won't ruin it on Boxing Day. I sincerely hope they do. But the beauty of that for me is it doesn't really matter. So I can just enjoy the game because we don't play until the day after.
And yours is a guaranteed 3 points.
It's really set up for us to lose, isn't it?
If you want to listen to us on the go, you can check us out on Spotify. We're now called just Goalposts. It's Goalposts. You look for Goalposts, you'll find him and me. If you want to find us on YouTube, it's at Alex Goalpost. If you want to find me on TikTok, it's at Alex Goalpost. If you want to find Brandon, he is at Was Goalpost. You can also find us on Instagram and everything else. I think we are literally the busiest cunts ever. We are everywhere.
We are, and we value and appreciate everyone that does like and comment, whether you're calling me fat, whether you're saying that he's ugly, amazing, as he always is,
stupid.
Just keep commenting. Like the video.
Funny.
I'm distracted because he's getting egotistical in my ears. No, it's fine. You are funny. You are handsome. You're a nice guy.
I said ugly and stupid, to be fair.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Keep it up.
Yeah,
just
thanks,
like,
guys.
comment, subscribe.
20 times the champions of it.
Follow me.
Manchester United on an Old Trafford hat-trick here, Mo Salah.
Bye, guys. Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas.